Finally, the long-awaited A20 return. For the first time, we've been making really good progress, like a sculptor chipping away at the visage that is within the marble. We can see it. We can see it. How dare you! How dare you! You can't keep getting away with it. Okay, well, if, you know, the main reason I do these runs is to entertain, not just to win. What would be the most entertaining thing ever? If we could get to a 7-card deck that drew Grand Finale on the first turn every time. That would be peak peak entertainment. So it won't work yet. But dude, you know what? I'm not throwing this run away. I want that to be made readily apparent. I'm gonna try to make A20 Grand Finale work. Now, how on earth would that even happen if we don't add any cards? And I know that this is, you're like, you are legally brain dead. Like, this is gonna cause problems for you. Here's the thing. We tried to make Grand Finale work in a deck with more cards. I'm not saying it's impossible. Just gotta think about what we're drawing. So we're doing 9 damage next turn. I don't like it, but it's not impossible, but you are at the whims of randomness. I think the other way to make this work would just be to have more draw. And then try to draw into the card quickly. But you always, like, of course, have to be readily aware of where you're going on a deck like this. But here's the way I'm going to try to build it. And if it doesn't work, big whoop, you know? It happens. What I'm going to try to do... You coward. Absolute coward. What I'm going to try to do is... I mean, getting us to 7 is not likely, but there's like a stopgap on the way. If we get to 12, all we need to do is not draw Grand Finale on the first turn. Then we draw it on the second turn, and we got nothing to worry about. So we'll remove a basic strike first, because we have a 50 damage attack. Now I'm like, if you get Purity, you could maybe make it happen as well, but... Let's just take an explosive potion, just in case we get AoE elite. And, our whole ethos, our raison d'etre, is just to not draw Grand Finale on turn 1. It's not going to happen every time. And the other thing is, if you draw it on turn 1, you never get another chance thanks to Ascender's Bane. So we're really trying... The thing is... You want it to work on turn 1, because then you can kill the enemies before they can do anything to you. That's really the dream come true in this situation, so I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm treating this almost... Here's my optimism when it comes to winning. You remember our minimalist challenge, where you had to beat the run with a maximum of 5 cards in your deck? Or, I don't know, it might have been 8, I can't recall. That's what we're trying to do here. But it's A20. So do you see my point? I don't expect it to work. That's also why I'm resting, though, is because I know we're gonna face punishment on the way up. You know, because our deck is gonna be pretty much, I mean, it's gonna be garbage. At least until we're able to get to that point. So this might, admittedly, be incredibly dumb. Like, I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, we're not even gonna... How are we supposed to beat this guy? We can't even beat this guy. It's not possible. But I will say, in my own defense, we had a plan and we stuck to it. I don't think it can be done. It's not going to be as bad as I thought it would be. But it's gonna, we're definitely dead. Okay, well, you know what, that's okay. I think we got RNG came through and just said, you know, not this one. That's fine. Oh, you know what? I'm going to turn on the air conditioner as well. That's what I meant to do earlier. It's 28 degrees in here. It's not that bad, but, you know, if I'm going to have anything degrees, I'd rather have it be 98 degrees in here. Like the classic band of the same name. Okay. Refocus yourself. That was you're just getting used to the UI on a run like that. Bloop. Good cards. Offensive cards, please. The thing is, Eviscerate is not... we will almost certainly be unable to play it. So I'll take Deadly Poison. I think we need some offense early. I'm not going to pay you my gold. I might need that for the shop to do something more advantageous. Now we just hope against hope. Offense, please. I'd rather have 8 damage plus draw right now. Hope against hope. Sure, I will give you 7 HP for this. That wasn't combat. We could risk it here, but I think I'd rather just go straight to the shop. And you know what? Your boy, he loves obnoxious fumes. Sue me. At the very least, it's good for purging artifacts, but I think it's also pretty good for getting enemies killed. It's functional AoE. Okay, so we got our free elite. Now the run can really start. It's actually a pretty good get. So I think I would like to... What I've learned recently, I think, is that I like being a little bit more aggressive. I took the passive choice on that one, but I like being aggressive specifically when it comes to elite fights. So I think we'll try the double elite path. We have a strong build for AoE. Dude, I just love Choke as a card. This is fantastic. Like I was saying, we love, we like our AoE. I think we're cool with dodge and roll here. And this is the worst guy for us. But if we could make something good happen here, via an attack potion, for example, still rather just have the raw damage, I think. Then I think for the other elites, we should be completely okay. Hold on. I think because you're likely to die next turn, we will try to perfect you. I have no problem, and we will use the explosive potion just to bridge the gap in damage here. Alma Mori, I think, is very nice. And we'll take an unload. Anything with raw damage at this point is high on my list. 4 damage up is not good enough. 4 damage to all enemies is slightly better. 4 extra block is pretty good. I think for now, we'll hit die. We expect it to be pretty useful on this elite, assuming it was going to be these guys, so we got a little lucky. And we also expect it to be good on room fights. So to have that upgraded before floor 2, which we very much expect to get to at this point, is a big positive in my book. I think just to purge the artifacts, getting Noxious out there, it also will help bridge the gap to get to like lethality in the future. 4 plus 18 will not kill you, which is a real bummer, but we might as well. You know what? This is a good turn for this, actually. And I think Blur. You could try to shoot for the moon here, and I mean this would give you 24. Actually, this would give you 24 damage. You have 24 HP. You know what? This is actually the right play. Fair enough. Bullet time was definitely a better option there. Great stuff. Okay. Tomo, you want to come in, buddy? Everybody wants to be in the winner's lounge. Hello, my son. Hello, my Tomo boy. This does cost 0. But I don't... A lot of the distractions for the silent, I don't really like that much. I don't think we need to add any of these. Dagger Spray, admittedly, when we get to enemies that are a little bit better AoE-wise, we might consider it. Do you hear this? Oh. Ah. You want to go? You can go if you want. There you go. He just wanted to say hello. It's a tough decision. Here's what I'm gonna hit you with my reasoning. I don't think people get upset as long as there's a what seems to be a good reason for something. I would rather upgrade because we get an upgraded card forever. However, it probably does increase our chances of losing. So it should be a good upgrade. And I think that our best upgrade, to be honest, at 3 energy, it might be noxious. And I do think it's pretty good. I mean, it makes the card 50% better. It's not twice as good, but it's 50% better. Choke is up there, but I don't think we're... With 3 energy and not that many 0-cost cards, I don't think it's our dream play. This already does 17 damage to all enemies. Just the enemies happen to be inside of that guy right now. So you're going to be at 76 if I hit you. We got 2 attacks and some poison next turn. I think that's... So he's going to split before he hits me once. This gives us a lot of room... Oh, we only got 1 attack, unfortunately. But this gives us a lot of room to work with HP-wise. Splitting them at 65 is pretty bad. Let's get the Frailty monster out of here as soon as possible. It's going to be a bit of a race. So you got to get hit for everything we got. I appreciate that you are going to split. This is where you would love to have a dagger spray, by the way, but... It's going to be close. We got 5 block for sure next turn. Obviously, this guy's got to go, so I think you just tag him. Then... You, 10 damage, this kills you, so it neutralizes you. You're getting a nice little bit of poison on you. I think we're going to be totally fine, but we really want to pop on this guy next turn. The less slimes, the better. Oh! It's actually not worthy of an 0-0, but it is pretty good. 2 enemies with 12 HP. It's fine. It's not good, but because of the noxious, we should still be okay. And it was close. Keep in mind, we didn't rest before the fight, so I think that's a good outcome for us, even though it looked bad. Now, this is a very tough decision. Most of the time, I do look at 1,000 cuts, but I don't think we have a particular combo deck rolling here. Well, how do we kill enemies? Basically, we rely on them having low HP right now. And then incremental poison plus a couple of good burst attacks. So I actually think burst itself to duplicate a skill or to double up on a skill is worth it. Now, Philosopher's Stone obviously scares the crap out of me, but you know as well as I do that 4 energy for me, and I think for most players, is like the greatest predictor of having a chance to win a run. So, this left path is completely isolated, but also has no elites. Do we want to be aggressive right now? Let's ask ourselves a simple question. At 4 energy, does this deck have what it takes to win? I think the answer is no. With the current cards. So we should be aggressive, and we should also feel encouraged because we have good AoE, and 2 out of the 3 elites on this floor are they get bodied relatively by AoE. So I think we should take, we should at least go here so that we can maybe fight this guy, and if we don't like it, we can pivot away. And then we've got another, like, we're gonna likely have to fight an elite after that, but it still is good. It's a good thing. Let's just see how this combat goes first, though. So this is it's definitely a burst survivor situation. We should have dumped both strikes, because now that I look at it, that other strike doesn't do anything, but... Well... For real, given where we're at on this fight, I would actually rather have Deadly Poison than Corpse Explosion, just because when it comes back around, it's going to be better for us. Like, we're going to be able to play it. 14 damage, I wouldn't even bother. 2 energy for 1 extra poison. Or let me rephrase. 1 extra energy for 1 extra poison is a terrible deal. So we're just relying on poison here. And it's doing fine. It's not, you know, setting the world on fire. This is very bad. It's bad enough, hold on, it removes the HP directly, but still, I think we'd rather just try to draw into something, and if we're not going to draw something, that's where you start to pull that out, but... Oh, we got him! Oh my god. Smart money. Footwork is extremely good, in my opinion. Now here, obviously defense is very relevant. I think having, oh dude, starting with an artifact is pretty good too. But I think even just 1 extra defense and a dash is a solid outcome here. And let's remove a basic strike. So we've made our deck, in my opinion, substantially better as a result. I do want to hit this, just in case we encounter some bad stuff. I know that makes this shop completely useless, but this gives us the option to pivot right instead of having to go on a combat-rich path. And to be honest, I'm very glad we did. Now we'll see how this goes. This is a good time to get Noxious as early as possible. I think we like Footwork, Burst, Dodge and Roll. And then, I mean, there's a lot of damage coming out here, so we'll just maximize our block. We're only taking 5 damage, which is pretty good here. And then to have 16 block by default is very nice. So, 16, and you're doing 26 plus 12. Okay. We're not going to play Choke, honestly. We're waiting for Noxious, unfortunately. And you gotta do what you gotta do here. We're taking 1 damage. Again, pretty merciful. But then, okay. Now we're taking quite a lot of damage, unfortunately. This is the way the cookie crumbles, but also, go F yourself, birds. So dash is very nice. Choke will deal 6 and then take 3 direct HP away. But then we have to kind of... This guy has to go. So it's really about what you hit him with. I think he'll just start there. And I'm just thinking, 12 block. This is actually 14 block. This is 12. With 3 energy, I think I prefer this line. We do get hit, but this guy's guaranteed to die on this turn. We only got hit for 4. It's only you now. And you're guaranteed to die next turn. Now, real spotty, by the way. But having gotten the potion, this Ghost in a Jar, I'm willing to go for it. Because I think if we don't do this, we're going to lose later. So let's... It's going to sound comical. Let's lose now. If we're going to lose, let's lose now. So we want Footwork first then. And we'll save our Ghost in a Jar for his big attacks. If it's not going to be this turn, it's a dream come true. You'll die to this. So, do we care about anything else? Honestly, not really. So, now we love it. Okay, so you got to get this out there. And I think you can... I think you still choke. I know we're getting no block up this turn, but Noxious is kind of like... It's the dream play for us. It basically has to get out there. If we're going to block this turn, which we are, then we should not attack you. I know we keep the curse in our deck as a result, but I think we get this guy with like one turn closer to being upset. So this is probably where you basically just have to burst defend. Otherwise, you're likely to die. And I think you just go straight into something like that. I never said it was going to be easy here. Didn't I? Maybe I did. I don't think I said that. If I did, it was nonsensical. Okay, we don't have to survive too much longer. Thank God he's not attacking this turn. So I definitely look at a burst deadly poison, and I'm like, okay, this guy, he's toasted. We got to make sure he doesn't get... Well, he is going to get some bonus block, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so we made it. We have to do one more fight immediately after this. So I'm hoping we get a relic that's useful. And it's completely useless for now. But if we make it here... Oh, the places will go. This one sucks, because we're going to have to play skills. So I still think you got to kill this guy first. The damage that he stacks is too high. But this is going to blow. Luck, just die, draw die. Okay, we did draw die. Thank God. If we could somehow get through this playing only, like... When it's necessary, you're going to kill me! You jerk! By 1. Well, la-di freaking da. Congratulations. 820. You got me by 1 HP. We're keeping it in here. That run, I honestly thought things were going well. We took the aggressive path knowing the risks. And you know what? I feel comfortable taking that aggressive path now. Now, usually in the last run, I like to go for random boss relic. Just because you never know. So let's just see what we got first. Could we make a discard meta work, for example? Okay, I'll tell you right out of the gate. When I look at these 5 cards, I think to myself, there's a poison meta. And I know poison's not beloved, but basically you take Noxious. Probably a second Noxious, even though Leg Sweep's also probably the best card available. You take a Catalyst, and you take a Bane. And then here, you probably take something you didn't get in the other cards, which would be a dodge and roll. So we've managed to... We've got a lot of useful cards for our deck immediately. I think the best approach to take on a run like this now is to maximize aggression. And this... I'm not saying this is good. I mean, Orrery, where would we consider that in the hierarchy of, you know, boss relics? Probably don't need me to answer that question. It's not a top-tier relic. But, basically, we got to almost do, like, a drafted version of our deck. And what's the cost? 2 cards on turn 1. It's not that high. We do need to draw our enablers early. Yeah, because if you don't, this can happen, is the thing. Excuse me, is that a Tomo that would like to come in? Well, welcome again, my son, to the winner's lane. Rolling Stone. Still, let's not, sometimes I have maybe a bit too much of a tendency to, you know, once the wheels start to come off, I'm like, let's get fully zany, and that's fun, but, dude, hang tight here. There's no reason to think that you're totally screwed on this one. I think we'll go for all-out attack. Having some early AoE is very nice. We'll not do that. We'll not do that either. Now, taking the most aggressive path, I don't think that means that in every situation you do the most risky thing. I think it means you calculate your aggression. I like this the most. Yes, it means we take damage, but it does give us block spread across 2 turns. I might have said Brock. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon lately. Thank God we got a little bit of block on this turn, although we should have popped our speed potion on the previous turn, apparently. You're only going to have 8 poison. But 8, 7, 6, if you run the numbers there, you can see what that means. It means with one of these, or better yet, an all-out attack, you're dead before you can attack again. Which means we can take a maximum of 10 damage per turn. What do we want for this deck? It's a little tricky. We want corpse explosions. I mean, we want to have a chance to upgrade Catalyst. This is just like the wrong order, but for no reason. Okay. We were going to have to rest at the campfire anyway, but that is an indefensible mistake. All of our other elites, by the way, will be tougher than that one, so... It's real touchy. I think we're dead for certain. And I'm not saying that just... It's not because of our mistake there. It's because these other elites should be tougher for us. So we want Noxiouses, like, ASAP. We might... let me rephrase. I think we're definitely going to be able to kill this guy. As long as we use our brains. Might as well wake him up this turn. The problem comes against the Demon Lord. You're gonna think I lost it. I think we have to do it like this. I think we have to put up, like, actually as much block. I think this is the rare, slow-played Lagavulin fight. Gotta hit you for a little, though, because I'm crunching the numbers. Don't draw Catalyst. Thank you. Thank you for not drawing Catalyst. Oh, sweet merciful God. Okay, so we're gonna give you some more block or some more weakness this time, just to keep it going. We're really just letting this tick up as high as possible. Then we toss you a Catalyst, put up as much block as we conceivably can. Okay, so you're dead next turn. And I wanted to save... Sorry, Tomo wanted to leave again. We don't hit that much. I think we're better off trying to heal hook. Please heal me. Okay. I wanted to save as much potion bonus as possible in order to dominate this guy, ideally. So I think we, sadly, do not care about footwork because we don't want to play defense unless it's extremely urgent. I would describe this as being a slightly urgent situation. It also does give us 9 block next turn, so I think it's actually an efficient block to play against this guy. Now you gotta run the numbers, though. We could do 18 damage to him. It's not enough. 30, 37. Didn't matter if we played it. So I'm gonna give you one more attempt here. That one was just something... We shouldn't have taken the most aggressive path in all likelihood. Lots of question marks. Unfortunately, they do all lead to at least 2 combats. But this time, I'm going to do the same thing I just did. I'm going to be aggressive. Because I think that, of course... Let's try a sneaky strike here. If you can make it... oh, Dead Branch. Now we need Prism plus Corruption. Let's lose the gold, because we got a lot of elite fights. If you make it through... This is not a question mark, right? Thank God. If you make it through this, you get a serious benefit. You know, you stand the best chance possible to win overall. I'm just going to let you know, we absolutely need offense. So I think we'll just take Flying Knee this time. And this is an incredibly aggressive path. Tingsha. Okay, so we do have a discard... that's offense. We do have a discard focus here. Tingsha actually allows us to get like a lot of block out of this. So we'll start with the double weakness. This deck is very unimpressive right now. But, oh, sorry, Tingsha doesn't give you 3 block. It does 3 damage to a random enemy. Still, I mean, that's good on discards. We need more discard enablers. Without a doubt. Less cards that benefit from something that happens if you discard. More cards that allow you to actually discard in the first place. So we haven't actually had an opportunity to make... I mean, dude, Dead Branch is pretty interesting here. We haven't actually had an opportunity to make this work for us yet. So I think you leg sweep first. Then you decide, okay, what do we like? We like a choke after that, actually. Originally, it was going to be a Piercing Wail, but it's not necessary now. Okay, now we have discard enablers, so we got some interesting stuff going on. Yeah, we like this. This and this. Alright, so my plan right now is, I think our best smoke bomb opportunity, why not, does come against the Demon Lord, the Knob Goblin. Look, I didn't make up his name, okay? Don't shoot the dang messenger. If we're going up against the Lagavulin, I got confidence. Oh, dude, Gambling Chip, also very interesting. And Piercing Wail after, or sorry, Glass Knife after being upgraded is very usable. So obviously dump this. I honestly think if we're gonna wake him up, let's dump like all of these for a little bit of bonus damage. Because we know we're getting this. We just want to be able to play as many attacks as possible turn 1. And that worked out quite nicely, to be honest. Masterful Stab is beautiful. And still putting up a pretty solid turn there. This one's got some interesting stuff going on. Definitely should have discarded the curse. I forgot we had extra energy, so sue me. Now, it's going to be close. We could always smoke bomb to leave. It's an option. I would much rather never take it as an option. But it is an option. I'm willing to get low. It's not beneath me. Matrushka. And a well-laid plans is very nice as well. We gotta survive. So what do we like on a discard? We want to make sure that we can stay alive. So this is a good line for us here with a bunch of free damage. So I think room fights don't bother me too much. Yeah, draw discard is still pretty big. Most room fights don't bother us too much. It's predominantly, the elites are going to be touchy. Now, well, I'd really like to kill you on this turn. So I'm willing to go through this, because regret would otherwise kill us, so seems smart to me. Let's hold steady. Seems like a good rest opportunity, even in spite of the smoke bomb. 23 HP is fine for this, I think. Now, we might as well go for it, right? Like, we might as well try to ice this guy. We love that, we love that. Now we're gonna store Survivor. I think we're gonna get there, honestly. Because now we Survivor on Defend. 10 free damage. 16 damage. 6. He hits us for 0. All we need to do is hit him next turn. Or discard. Okay, so that went unbelievably well. Blood Vial is very useful. I think we'll, we don't have too many ways to apply weakness right now. But I like heal hook in general. So I'm going to stay on 23 HP. But it is scary. Glass Knife has to be upgraded. I still think we could lose here, but if we win and we get energy, I think like the worlds are absolute oyster. Now I'm also hoping these exhausts could be worse. This sucks, just for the record. Doing 12 damage. Okay, it doesn't suck that bad, but it still sucks. I'm hoping we can get a lot of exhaust, but now that I think about it, I don't think that's conceivable. Definitely should have stored Survivor so that we can get Sneaky Strike to work off of it. I think we just like the poison because the cumulative damage, it matters. So we'll store Sneaky Strike. It's getting real not good. But I'm running the numbers here and I'm like, if we just get to the point where we can, we're dead. If we could just get to the point where we could have played the fire potion. That's fair. I should have rested maybe before the fight. Well, none of these were very successful. We'll be back to try as the defect. I hope you've enjoyed the episodes. Again, I'm not going anywhere. Just because Hulk Hogan gets caught with an atomic leg drop right to his solar plexus, that does, maybe Hulk Hogan's not the best. You know, let's talk about Daniel Bryan instead. Yes. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. That was the radio. Of course, subscribe if you want to see me more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!